Okay, welcome to Focus News Summary. My name is Kay Lyndon Topaz. On this presentation, Liberia is bidding for a non-permanent seat on the United Nations Security Council for the 2026-2027 term. This marks a potential return to the global decision-making body for the first time in 65 years. The House of Representatives has endorsed the bid, calling it a historic diplomatic milestone and reaffirmations of Liberia's global leadership in peace and security. The historic vote is expected to take place Tuesday, June 10, 2025. Meanwhile, in the rare show of unity, political actors from across the divide, ruling and opposition, civil society institutions, and ordinary Liberians have rallied behind the campaign. The vote scheduled for June 10, 2023, the 79th session of the United Nations General Assembly in New York is expected to return Liberia to the Security Council for the first time since 1961, when it is briefly held in a one-year term in a compromise agreement with Ireland. This time, Liberia is poised to serve a full term representing West Africa in one of the world's most powerful decision making bodies. The country candidate say back by the African Union was formally endorsed at the 44th Ordinary Session of the AU Executive Council in February 2024. Liberia is running unopposed for the West African seat, replacing Sierra Leone and continuing the region's representation on the 15-member council. President Joseph Boakai has personally championed the campaign as a cornerstone of Liberia's re-emergence on the global diplomatic stage. At the forefront of the lobbying effort is Foreign Minister Sarah Beslu Yanti, whose leadership has earned widespread praise both domestically and internationally. Minister Yanti has led high-level delegation to multiple global capitals and multilateral forums, advocating for Liberia's return to the Council and underscoring the country's post-war transformation. At the same time, Lema Boyd, 2011 Nobel Peace Laureate, expressed her support for Liberia's bid for a non-permanent seat on the United Nations Security Council. Madam Bowie says she believes that after 14 years of devastating civil war, a peace process that involved everyone, especially driven by women, 21 years of stability and several election cycles marked by peaceful transition, Liberia is uniquely positioned to lend her expertise to the United Nations Security Council, especially at a time when the world is deeply divided and polarized. Also, Grand Bassa County Senator and former Foreign Minister Besson Gafeni has met with His Excellencies Ivatrice Omondisia, President of the Republic of Burundi. Senator Findi formally conveyed President Bouaka's message, which included a request for a permanent seat at the United Nations Security Council for the 2026-2027 term. The Civil Servant Agency of Liberia has officially declared support for Liberia's bid for the non-permanent seat on the United Nations Security Council. The association president Moba Johnson called on civil servants throughout the country to adorn Liberia's national colors, including red, white, and blue, on Tuesday, June 10, 2025, to demonstrate to the international community the major press conference weekend. Johnson commended President Boakai for his visionary leadership and commitment to restore Liberia's voice in the international community. The Civil Servant Boss, the Civil Servant Association president, also commended Foreign Minister Sarah Beslu Yanti for diplomatic stewardship and tireless advocacies on the international level. Former Youth and Sport Minister Zogad Wilson has formally declared his exit from public service, bringing an end to over 6 years of high-profile national leadership. In a candid appearance on the popular ministers announced he could no longer accept any government appointment closing what he described as a significant chapter of his life in national service. Wilson, who served under former President George Weah from 2018 to 2024, leaves behind a legacy many describe as a steady leadership, especially in the sectors of youth development and sports. During his tenure, Liberia witnessed gradual improvement in sports infrastructure, increased support for grassroots youth initiative, and his comments comes amid quiet rumblings of a possible political resurgence by George Weah, who was defeated in the 2023 presidential runoff. Weah's allies are reportedly reorganizing ahead of the 2029 general elections, making any commentary on no matter how viewed. The 35th General Assembly of the Liberia Council of Churches has ended with the adoption of 8-count resolution and the re-elections of Reverend Dr. Rees for a 4-year term. The resolution, among other things, resolved that the Council promotes reconciliation throughout the country using dialogue, roundtable discussions, and forgiveness. The resolution read by George Morba mandates the LCC to support peace building initiative, conflict resolution, and empower communities to work together to promote development in their respective locales. Others elected alongside Reverend Dr. Rees were Reverend Sandy Stipple, First Vice President, Reverend Dr. Abraham Powell, Second Vice President, and Emmanuel Howard, Treasurer. The 8th biannual general meeting of the West African Postgraduate College of Nurses and Midwives has ended running the affairs of the institution for a 2-year term. The resolution, among other things, stressed the need to reorientate national system, primary health care, and call for strengthening community-level partnership. The resolution, headed by Julian Mill, also called for inter-collaboration with medical and scientific institutions of like minds in order to enhance healthcare delivery. The meeting, which was held under the collaboration and partnership towards improving quality healthcare in the West African region, brought together over 415 Ghana, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Gambia, and host country Liberia. The John F. Kennedy Medical Center has announced the resumption of its dialysis services following weeks of technical issues which stalled the operation. According to a release, the dialysis facility marks a significant milestone in restoring life-saving care for patients with kidney failure. The release indicated that the resumption of the service coincides with the government's commitment to providing equitable healthcare services for all Liberians. Meanwhile, John F. Kennedy Medical Center is encouraging patients to visit Renewal's unit for scheduling and medical assessment. Vice President Jeremiah Kuhn over the weekend led a mediation effort aimed at settling prolonged dispute between the family of slain President Samuel Kyan Dode and Grand Jita County Senator Zod Emmanuel Pennon. The dialogue, which seeks to embrace reconciliation and end years of disunity between both families, was held at the home of the former president. Vice President Cohn, mediation efforts come amid a visible rift between Grand Jita County Senator and Senator Zodi Emmanuel Pennon and Mami Dole, daughter of the deceased President Samuel Kyan Dole. He expressed disappointment over Senator Pennon's absence, citing ongoing tension between the two as a source of division. Cohn revealed that separate conversation with both parties confirmed lingering disagreement, something he says has overshadowed the funeral preparations of the wife of the former President Nancy Pelosi. National Public Health Institute of Liberia has announced additional cases of monkeypox virus, increasing have reported so far. In a release, the MPHIL indicated that the new cases coincide with its testing done at the National Reference Laboratory. Meanwhile, the National Public Health Institute of Liberia has called for the observance of several health protocols, aimed at preventing further spread of the virus. The move, which comes amid heightening prevalence of the virus, is geared towards mitigating the current transmission of the virus in public gathering. The head of the West African Examination Council, Ded Boto, has named examination malpractice an issue faced by the council. In a radio interview recently, Dr. Boto linked technology advancement as a serious issue, which according to him is fostering dishonest behavior among students. The Wire Balls revealed that some individuals are even pretending to be students to sit the examination test, something he blamed the school authorities. He warned students to desist from paying others to assist them during the examination, adding that it contributes to their failure. Meanwhile, Dave Boto has announced that WAEC, he says, is in line with the directive of the Ministry of Education. The Financial Intelligence Agency has summoned Monrovia City Mayor John Siafa regarding serious allegations of corruption at the Monrovia City Corporation. The FIA said it has gathered intelligence on various activities of the MCC which violates established laws. The allegations include arbitrary deductions of employee salaries, the issuance of fictitious receipts to taxpayers, payroll parting, among other allegations. The agency head, Mohammed Nasser, is requesting a series of documents from the Office of Mayor Siafa to assist with the FIA's analysis and investigation. The Monrovia City Mayor is expected to provide requested information to the FIA to facilitate their investigation. The Liberia Council of Churches has rejected claim by Bishop of the Don Stevel Christ Pentecostal Church alleged that its president has taken the council as an auxiliary of the Unity Party-led government. Wednesday, Bishop Tolbert Dixon in a press conference alleged that Reverend Dr. Simon Reeves is using the LCC as a springboard to win favor from the Unity Party-led government. But delivering the state of the LCC addressing at the second date of the General Assembly, Reverend Dr. Reeves claimed that a statement by Bishop Dixon lacks any iota of truth. According to Dr. Reeves, Bishop Dixon should have attended the General Assembly just to prove his allegations. Report from Riverview County says 3 inmates, including 2 convicted criminals, have reportedly escaped from the Fishtown Central Prison following jailbreak. The 2 convicted criminals are Nelson Jolo and Samuel Toh, while the others' escapee name remain unknown. The actual cause of the jailbreak still remain unknown as prison authorities in the county is tight-lipped on the matter. At the same time, the assigned judge of the 15th Judicial Circuit Court has sentenced 3 defendants to separate prison terms after they pleaded guilty to the commission of their respective criminal offenses to avoid full litigation. Despite the defendants' open confessions, according to our judicial correspondent, Judge Onispan Bowen sentenced defendant Nelson Jolo to 15 years imprisonment for armed robbery, Madam Nancy Sibo, while defendants Peter Wears and Samuel Toh were slapped with 10 and 17 years imprisonment each for unlawful possessions and sale of controlled drug and substance in violation of Section 14.85 and 14.89 of the new drug law of Liberia. The presiding justice in chamber at the Supreme Court has mandated Judge Willis, resident judge of the 7th Judicial Circuit Court in Grand Jeda County, to have legal proceeding in the defendant Davis Nangwe criminal case after he denied the defendant motion for bail. Defendant Nangwe has been accused of statutory rape, but during his trial at the 7th acquit him for his offense. Associate Justice CNN Clinton Johnson, May 27, 2025 actions was triggered by a petition for a writ of clitoria filed by defense lawyer Councilor Moses Renning before the High Court, seeking to overturn Judge Will's legal decision consistent with Chapter 16, Section 16.21 of the Criminal procedure law. However, Justice Clinton has cited all parties to appear for a legal conference on Tuesday, June 17, 2025, before rendering any decision on the matter as provided by law. And 31 people have been killed and more than 150 injured in Israel's gunfire near an aid distribution center in Gaza, the Hamas-run health ministry and medics say. People said one incident occurred in the early hours of Sunday as people were queuing for aid in Rafah in the south of Gaza. Another incident was said to have happened near a separate aid center in central Gaza, with a report of 14 injured. The group that is providing the aid, the Gaza Human Rights by Hamas. The Israeli Defense Force said findings from an initial inquiry said its forces had not fired any Gazans while they were near or within the aid points. As of Sunday evening, the situation remained unclear with regards to report of the incident near aid distribution centers in Rafah and Nizam's corridor. The BBC was contacted by doctors of the Nasser's hospital who said they have not received about 200 people with injuries caused by bullets. Local journalists and activists share footage of bodies and wounded people being transported on donkey carts to the Red Cross field hospitals in the Aous area. The BBC has examined footage of bodies being carried on cars and in the back of lorries to Nasser's hospital. Gaza Health Ministry said more than 200 cases had arrived at the hospitals, including 31 dead. With that being said, this is how we come to the final closure of this news. My name is K. Lyndon Tobai. I presented these journals subsequently in our broadcast.
Focal TV, bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Focal TV, with check and balance, we break it as it unfolds. Focal TV, bringing you face to face with newsmakers in town. Focal TV, the best online platform in broadcasting. Focal TV, located at Topo Village, Somalia Drive, Liberia. Be the part and experience the best in online broadcasting. Keep focal.